Hey everyone, welcome back to TOPHER Drives and welcome to the 2023 BMW X7 M60i. This is going to be an episode of comfort mode because we are doing something other than just driving this X7 around in circles. I am embarking on a fitness journey and I'm going to become a fitness influencer and tell you all to buy Bitcoin, and I'm going to start my own crypto. Actually, no, not really. I'm going for a run. Which is big for me because I have not gone on a run since I was in California with my good friend Tedward. We ran about 2 miles together and I haven't done it since. It's kind of hard when you're in Michigan and it's gray and snowy and terrible all the time, but I'm kicking myself out of my house and just making myself go. So I'm taking the X7. We're going to go down the street to a park and I'm going to go for a run. I'm not going to take you guys on the actual run, but I'm going to take you on the drive there because I want to show you what this X7 M60i is like. It's been awesome living with this thing so far this week, and I did really want to film a video for you all here on TOPHER Drives, but as we know, I try to stay away from just kind of basic reviews, so you're going to ride with me to go for a run. Yes. Okay, so let's talk about the X7 just a little bit. This is now powered by the S68M engine. If you're unfamiliar with the letters and numbers of the BMW engines, which I can understand if you are, this is a 4.4 liter twin power turbo V8. It makes 523 horsepower and 553 pound-feet of torque. So this thing absolutely scoots. It does not act its size at all. It's so nimble, and you'd never know while driving it that it's a big 3-row hefty SUV. Also, this particular X7 is a little bit special if you haven't already noticed. It's finished in an individual color, frozen Marina Bay Blue. You can actually have regular non-frozen Marina Bay Blue as a standard color on the X7, but this one is individual because it is frozen. If you're unfamiliar with what frozen is, it's just BMW's way of saying semi-gloss matte. As you can see here, it's not a super shiny paint. Kind of a headache, kind of a pain to take care of if you actually own a car with a frozen color, but I don't own this car and I'm happy to drive around in it for just a few days and not have to worry about maintaining this frozen paint long term because it really looks the part, makes this thing stand out from the crowd. Speaking of standing out from the crowd, let's go around to the front again because this car actually got a facelift for 23, so we now have a split headlight design in the front. We've still got this massive grille. But the looks of this car are really growing on me. I've never really had an issue with the X7, but I think they've actually done a good job with an LCI. So that's kind of big news here. Looks pretty dang good. The grille also lights up. It's quite obnoxious, but you know, have to embrace the obnoxiousness with the X7. I want to show you guys this cool thing that I just, the TOPHER showed this to me yesterday. I was over at his house delivering some things. Okay, so obviously we have a split folding tailgate. You get this on the X5 and the X7. This has a separate button to fold itself back up, but if you hit the one up here, check this out. It'll fold the bottom one first, all by itself. Pretty neat. One of the things I'm amused by on this car. Okay, let's show you the back seat real quick, and then we'll just get out on the road because if you guys want to see a full review of this car, it's been on multiple other channels. Pillows in the back seat, of course. It's a flagship SUV. You've got all of the good luxuries, including cup holders for my water. It makes a cool noise. It's like you're unsheathing a knife. Okay, cool. Let's look quickly at the S68. Apologies for this video being all over the place. There it is, the S68 4.4 liter twin power turbo V8. That's a bit of a mouthful. This is actually what I really wanted to show you though. This little tag for the BMW individual frozen Marina Bay Blue. I love that BMW still gives you a tag if you have an individual color. Super neat. I'm such a nerd for little things like that. I've opened this hood like 4 times just to look at this tag. Okay, let's shut it, let's get in, let's start it up. Let's get me in my pink shoes into the X7. I am wearing running shorts under these pants, but I don't really love wearing shorts on camera, so I guess I'll just peel these off when I get there. So we do have a Bowers & Wilkins 3D sound system in this X7. It absolutely bumps. It's very good. It's not quite as good as a Volvo Bowers & Wilkins, but it's pretty dang close. I've been impressed with that so far this week. Split folding armrest. We've got some cool ambient lighting in here, which you guys probably can't really see. I've got it in purple right now. It's a little silly. You've got an M badge that lights up on the dash. And this, I understand that it's an M60i, but it's not a full M, though it does have the M motor. I wish BMW would just make up their minds with this whole M thing, because it's got the M, it's got an S motor. It says M everywhere, and yet they won't commit to calling it a full M car. So, however, if this was a full X7 M, it would probably be worse. So maybe we'll just leave them alone. Yeah, I think we will. Okay. We've got iDrive 8 in this X7, which, if you're unfamiliar, it's just BMW's newest infotainment. This big screen that stretches all the way from the cluster all the way to your infotainment. It's a little complicated, but once you get used to it, it's not so bad. The most irritating thing is that they got rid of a lot of their physical buttons. You still got your hazards, defrost, and a volume knob, though, which is nice that they kept that. This is the most irritating thing about it, this climate menu that's just such a headache to even look at. But you've got Apple CarPlay, wireless Apple CarPlay, which is nice. Good stuff. All right, let's just actually go back home here. Okay. Crystal shifter, which is just like a little guy. Kind of neat. Makes a fun noise when you put it in gear. Let's see, our parking camera's there. All right. Let's go. Let's go for a drive. I'm going to practice using my turn signals. Be a good BMW driver today. So mated to our 4.4 liter S68 is a ZF 8-speed automatic. And it is tasty. I love that transmission so much. It makes every car that it's in just so much better. It's so smooth and refined when you're driving normally, but it'll absolutely snap off gear changes if you want to drive spiritedly, which we will demonstrate here shortly. But we've got to get off of this slow road here first. Well, I'm looking forward to going on a run today. I don't know if I'm really gonna, I don't know if I'm gonna publish this video. This is really funny. I do want to start bringing you guys along with me when I'm doing things like this, because it makes me take accountability. It makes me actually do things. So if you're here just for the X7, I am sorry. I can already envision the comments. This is the worst review I've ever seen of the X7. Well, this isn't an X7 review. We are simply taking the X7 along on our journey. And we're going to listen to the V8 here in just a second. Yeah, this is like ridiculously quick for a 3-row SUV. Oh my goodness, that's a hard downshift. This thing is so silly. Oh my gosh. Yeah, this is really fast, but it's so smooth. We drove the Alpina XB7. It's probably been 2 years at this point since we drove that. But this doesn't feel too far off from that. It's a little slower, but it's just about as smooth. BMW's done such a good job with this. I mean, you can really see where they're investing their money now, is with SUVs. The X3, the X5, and the X7, even the X1. I mean, they're all just such great cars. They're all so well put together, very well thought out. Yeah, pretty good stuff. It's hilarious how this car hides its weight. Ooh, opportunity for launch control, perhaps? Because we do have launch control. Should be able to do it here. Sport mode, traction, off. We should just be able to freaking bounce off the line. There is a Taurus behind me. I don't believe it's a Federale, but we'll just go up to the speed limit. Launch control active. Oh! Yes, that's what I want. It's so fast. The steering's pretty light. It's not as light as, say, a Mercedes, but it gets the job done. Especially when you're behind a Passat TDI. that's taken their time. Brakes are so good as well. Just big steel brakes on the front of this thing. They do such a good job. If anything, this is going to give me an excuse to drive these cars a little bit more if I start running more regularly, because I can drive them down the street to this little park. How fun is that? Also though, I just want to say thank you to all you guys for sticking with me here on this channel. I'm really trying to differentiate myself from the other channels. I appreciate that you guys actually like to watch this sort of thing, because it's fun for me to just throw the camera on and go for a drive and not necessarily talk about facts and figures about the car the entire time. It's like a nice way. Ooh, hello. That was an M5. As I try and do a Jeep wave. Oh, man. That V8 makes such a good noise. I'm obsessed. I love V8 cars. We don't often get to drive V8 cars, and they're just such a nice breath of fresh air. Just give it 10% throttle, and the torque wave, it just carries you up to speed. They just give you the thumbs up when they see the the green sticker on your window. So this park is the park that I ran at for 7 years, all through middle school and high school, when I did cross country. So it's kind of nostalgic for me to come back here and go for runs instead of just running around my neighborhood, which is quite boring, gets old, and I just kind of dread doing it. So coming here brings back good memories, and I'm familiar with all the trails and everything, so just kind of a cool thing. Anything to get me out of the house, away from the computer, away from just editing video after video. Then I can hard park the X7. We're going to park in the back row here. I'll back it in. I used to drive my old turbocharged Cobalt SS to this park, and I thought I was the coolest person ever doing that. You know what? I'm actually not going to park here because I want to use the tailgate to sit on and stretch. So we're actually going to park right here instead. Stretching is important, everyone, before you work out. Trust me. All right, well, that'll wrap up our drive. If you're still here, you're amazing, and I love that you watched this whole video. That's the coolest thing ever. Okay, let's do one last walk around. I was just talking to Tedward last night, and we were discussing how sometimes you go out and film little videos like this and you think that was just the silliest thing ever. Who would ever want to watch that? But I think all of you who did stick around and watch this, if I even end up posting this, I don't know if I'll actually make this video public, but if I do, I guess, well, you'll be watching it right now. So that was the X7. If you guys want a full review on this car, go over to TheTopher. He did a full thorough review. And if you want to see Charlie and I talk about this, go over to Daily Motor. There'll be a review on there as well. I ran a fuel economy test on this car, so plenty of X7 M60i content for you if you are curious. But that'll wrap it up for us today. For me, anyways, I should say. I'm going to go on a run, which is a little bit intimidating right now because it's a little chilly and I am cold. But I'm going to go for a run. Okay, cool. I'm stalling. Thank you guys again, and I'll talk to you real soon. Take care.